The story begins in a cozy neighborhood in Dallas, Texas, where Mark, a software engineer in his late 30s, lived with his wife, Rebecca, and their 5-year-old daughter, Lily. For 10 years, Mark had considered his life near perfect. He adored Rebecca, who was a writer, and he cherished every moment with their daughter. But everything shattered one fateful day. Mark first noticed subtle changes in Rebecca's behavior. She was glued to her phone, laughing at texts she wouldn't share. Her late nights writing at the coffee shop became more frequent, and she seemed distant, even during family dinners. One evening, while cleaning the house, Mark accidentally knocked Rebecca's phone off the counter. The screen lit up with a message that read, "Can't stop thinking about last night. When can I see you again?" Mark's heart sank. Trembling, he scrolled through the messages, discovering a series of intimate exchanges with a man named Eric. His world collapsed in that moment. The confrontation. Mark confronted Rebecca that night. She tried to deny it at first, but when faced with the evidence, she admitted to the affair. "I didn't mean for this to happen," Rebecca said, tears streaming down her face. "I love you, Mark, but I felt like we were just roommates. I needed something more." Mark's emotions were a whirlwind of anger, heartbreak, and confusion. He packed a bag, left the house, and spent the night at his best friend Tom's place. The days that followed were agonizing. Mark moved into a small apartment and filed for divorce. The custody battle for Lily was civil, but painful. Rebecca expressed regret and wanted to reconcile, but Mark couldn't trust her anymore. "I gave her everything," Mark confided to Reddit's Surviving Infidelity forum, where he shared his story. The online community became his lifeline. Strangers offered advice, shared similar experiences, and reminded him that healing was possible. The path to healing. Mark threw himself into self-improvement. He started therapy to process his feelings and understand the role communication, or the lack of it, played in his marriage's downfall. He also took up running, finding solace in the rhythm of his feet hitting the pavement. Months turned into a year. Mark had rebuilt his confidence and developed a new perspective on relationships. But love was the furthest thing from his mind until he met Sarah. Meeting Sarah. Sarah was an elementary school teacher Mark met at a community event for single parents. They struck up a conversation about books, and Sarah's warmth and kindness immediately stood out to him. Unlike Rebecca, who had been reserved and guarded, Sarah was open, genuine, and easy to talk to. They began seeing each other casually, and Mark quickly realized that Sarah's approach to relationships was entirely different. She communicated openly and valued honesty above all else. One evening, as they sat on Sarah's porch, Mark shared his story of betrayal. He expected her to pull away, but instead, she listened intently. "I'm sorry you went through that," Sarah said, her voice soft but firm. "But it's clear to me that you've grown from it. You deserve happiness, Mark, and so does Lily." For the first time in years, Mark felt a glimmer of hope. Building a new life. Mark and Sarah's relationship blossomed over time. She bonded with Lily, and their blended family dynamic began to feel natural. Mark found joy in small moments again, family dinners, weekend hikes, and late-night conversations about dreams for the future. The lessons he had learned from his failed marriage, communication, trust, and mutual respect, became the foundation of his relationship with Sarah. Sharing his story. Mark returned to Reddit a year later to update the community that had supported him through his darkest days. "Life after betrayal is hard," he wrote. "But it's also an opportunity to rediscover yourself. I thought Rebecca's infidelity would break me, but it led me to therapy, personal growth, and ultimately, Sarah. Sometimes, the hardest endings lead to the most beautiful beginnings." The post went viral, inspiring others to find hope after heartbreak. Epilogue. Mark and Sarah got married in a small ceremony surrounded by close friends and family. Rebecca, who had come to terms with her mistakes, remained a part of Lily's life. Over time, they managed to co-parent respectfully. Mark's journey from betrayal to true love was a testament to the resilience of the human heart. While the scars of the past remained, they served as reminders of how far he had come, and the strength he found along the way. The end.